we know that all things work together for good to those who love God and to those who are called according to his purpose. This is a marvelous verse that many people go to time and time again for comfort, to know that God is in control of their life and that everything that happens in their life is going to be worked out for an eventual good. But let's take a few moments and look at some of the particulars of the text. First of all, notice with me the word know. The word know is the Greek word oida, and what it means is that you perceive, you understand. It's actually been used like this: I know what you mean. So it's not just experiential knowledge so much as it is a mental understanding of something. It's also a perfect verb, which means that you came to know at some point and you continue to know even into the present. So this is a knowledge that is started in the past, but now you continue to know it. And no doubt it probably has more to do with not just knowledge of facts, but knowledge of God. You know God's purpose, you know God's will, you know God's character, because you read the Word and you know who God is. The knowledge of God, in fact, the knowledge of his character, is absolutely essential in understanding how he's working in your life. And he is perfect and holy in what he does. But also, look at the verse here where it tells us we know all things. And the all things, panta, is the Greek word. It means all things, every specific thing. It's a neuter word that includes everything, the good, the bad, the painful, the sorrowful, life, death. Everything that you can possibly think of is included in this all things. There's no restrictions on this word at all. And the all in all things is one word in the Greek, so it's everything. We know that all things work, and the word work together is one Greek word, sunergo, and it's made up of two words, sun and ergo. Sun is with, and ergo means to work. We get the word synergism from it, the word synergy, and some Greek manuscripts actually say, and we know that God works together for good. God is the one who's doing the work, not us. He's working it together. And the word good is the word agathos. It's inherently good, characteristically good. It means excellent, honorable, ultimately good. It actually has been translated useful. So this is the good that God's working it out to. He's working everything in your life to the ultimate good. But this is not an unqualified promise. This is not for every single person on the planet, unbelievers and believers alike, Christian and non-Christian. This is only for those who, as this text says, who love God. And the word love, agapao, it's the word for sacrificial love, for selfless love, devoted love. It's the same word that God has for his love for us as believers. He loves us sacrificially and selflessly. Well, we as believers are those who are characterized as those who love God, same way. And the word love here is a present participle, which means that we are characterized as continually loving God. Continually loving God. We're known for that. We are lovers of God. So this promise, and we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, who are known as lovers of God. This is a believer. This is a Christian. This is someone who has been saved, born again. They are given and made and enabled to love God that way. But it's also not only a human trait, if you will, that we love God, but it's also a sovereign purpose. You see the responsibility of us to love God, but also you see the sovereign purpose of God. It says that this promise is given to those, there it is again, to those who are the called according to his purpose. The word the called is actually this word to and the word those and the word the are all one word in the Greek, and it's actually the called ones. And this is a beautiful, beautiful way that Paul says this. The word "are" here is the Greek word "eimi," and it's the same word that is used over in John 8, where he says, "Before Abraham was, I am," or when he says, "I am the bread of life," he's referring to his existence. And the word "eimi" is used there. I exist as the bread of life. Before Abraham was, I am. I exist. And here the word refers to being. And let me see if I can explain it this way. If I say this, I am Charles, Charles and I are the same thing. And whenever he uses the word "eimi" here for "are," he's saying that we are the called ones. It's a name for us, really. We're not only called, but we are the called ones. And we're giving that name. We're the called ones. And this word "called" actually refers to a sovereign call. It's not just an invitation. This is not a general invitation as used in Matthew 22, where it says, "Few are chosen, but many are called." That word is the same Greek word, but it refers to an invitation in Matthew 22. But here, as in all of Paul's writing, the word refers to the sovereign, efficacious, effectual call of God. This is the drawing of God, where he says in John 6, the Father has to draw you. No one can come to me unless the Father draws you. This is the Spirit's efficacious call, the call that accomplishes salvation. This is the part whereby God draws you to himself and births you. You are regenerated. But also note that this is also stated that you are called according to his purpose. And the word purpose, beautiful word. It actually is a word, prothesis. It means to be literally set forth for a specific purpose, purposely, fully set forth. And the idea is the sovereign purpose of God, the plan of God, the predestined plan of God. So we know and have known now for some time, because of the great character and purposes of God, that all things are working together for good. And in this time where we're living right now, it's good to know that all things, no matter what happens in the next few months with your job and your finances and all the problems you're going to face, even health-wise, are being worked together by God for good. The word for today.